and it showed the picture of him dropping that one that hit him in the hands against. He said something like he wanted off the Bills because the Bills won't beat the Chiefs, and then it was a picture of him literally dropping the ball, like
the game winning ball against the
yeah,
Chiefs.
yeah.
All that aside, first of all, I started the stream. All that aside, like even if he wasn't as productive in the second half of the season, he gets more attention, which frees up the other receivers because he's such a good route runner. And I think that's like, I don't know. It just, I can't believe they couldn't find a team that wouldn't at least take the salary cap hit. That can't be. That cannot be.
Or give them a second round pick this year instead of next year.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
It didn't seem like much. Like I said, it sounds like there was enough going on in the locker room that to somebody it was worth getting rid of him, even with all that said.
Well, viewers, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports NFL, Sports Talk, NFL Talk.
Welcome to Sports Ball Talky Sporty McTalkersons.
We're currently processing the Buffalo Bills trade of wide receiver Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans. And now we go live to Zerwin for reaction.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shocked, stunned silence.
I'm sure you all saw that reaction, given that it was nonverbal and this is a radio show.
Mm-hmm. Here, why don't we have fantasy instead of having fantasy football? Why don't we have fantasy?
Or why don't we have football fantasies?
No,
Am I the only one who has those?
We could draft a party of fantasy characters and see how they perform in our fantasy worlds.
All right.
If you were going to make a football team of fantasy characters, what races would you put in which positions?
Listen, Tom Bombadil, #1 draft pick overall.
That doesn't count. I'm saying, would you
He's
want
only good at home though. He sucks away. His splits are terrible.
That's really true.
It's good. That's really good, Matt.
That's a really good point. I mean, like, would you like your front line to be like Minotaurs?
No.
Ogres?
I don't think Minotaurs
about which version of the Minotaurs you're talking about.
Goliaths?
But you need athleticism, not just being big.
Okay.
So centaurs?
Yeah, but they're gonna taking out the legs. They're gonna get chop blocked.
Yeah, definitely not centaurs. They don't really have centaurs. Don't have good lateral movement, which is kind of what you need.
Gelatinous cubes.
There you go.
Gelatinous cubes. Oh, that was a good one. And they just slowly digest the defensive lineman as the game goes on.
Yep. Classic War of Attrition.
I forget how you defeat gelatinous cubes. Is it fire?
Would it be ice?
Ice would make sense.
It would make sense, but I think it's actually fire. I can't remember.
Can you poke them with a spear and they pop like a balloon?
No, not really.
What about displacer beasts? Would be solid.
True.
You guys are thinking monsters. I'm thinking races. Like what races?
Half-orcs.
Wait, hold on there. Are you saying that monsters aren't a race?
Yes, they're not playable races. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, you didn't say playable races.
They can be if you
homebrew. Fine, playable races. I can't believe our chat hasn't chimed in on this. Chat.
They said hello.
Yeah, but I can't believe they don't have suggestions for what playable races would be the best to put on a football team.
You know what? Warforged are probably the best because you can tailor make them to every single position.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. Pick a game. Like football is nice because it has very specified positions, but that all have very different skill set. But I mean,
Are you
hockey,
gonna tell us? How about fantasy cricket?
fantasy cricket. Oh my god. First of all, the games would literally never end. It would just be a real war of attrition. There'd only be one game. It would just never end.
Hey Matt, while we're waiting to get started, can you teach me how to make these circles in Owlbear? These like spell circles and stuff?
I posted the. Didn't I post it
You
in?
probably did, and I can't even find that. That's how hopeless I am, Matt.
Yeah, I posted the Google Drive. Hold on one sec. I'll grab it
The
again.
Google Drive.
Yeah, somebody. I'm just taking them and borrowing them from somebody.
You can't drive a Google. It's not a car.
I beg to differ.
I just put it again in the link
Oh, I gotta get Discord to
in the
stop giving
players
me
only.
pop-ups. Okay.
So yeah, Ezra, go to that link, and then there should be a whole bunch of templates, and you can get specific spell templates. And then all you have to do is save them to your, download folder. Save them locally, and then you can drag and drop them into Owlbear.
Listen, the only link I'm going to go to is the one who saves Princess Zelda. Oh, welcome and read me, eh? Hi, and welcome to my homemade Owlbear Rodeo token stash.
All right. You know, one of the things I've noticed on the stream is that the color of my name in chat changes every week, and I think it's
It's a
weird.
nice surprise, something to look forward to.
It's based on popularity.
Yeah, I disbelieve. Okay, who can recap what hath happened? Because it has been 2 weeks. Last week, everyone was sick. We answered some questions, had a good time. So it's been 2 weeks. Who can tell everybody what they've missed the past couple weeks?
So, 2 weeks ago, in human Earth time, only minutes ago in Kryn time, it was morning, and there were two magical cannons of some kind firing projectiles of slag at the city walls. We were able to disable one of the cannons, but the other one continued to fire, and we were able to see that they were being manned by human crews, humans in scale mail. Is that right, Bill?
Yes.
Or half plate or something.
Armor.
And they were wearing armor. So we were able to disable one of the cannons, but unfortunately, we didn't quite have the spell work to disable the other one. We used one of the elf mages to dig a huge pit inside the walls where the cannon was hitting the wall. And we made that into a trap with some little, like, basically covered it so that when the draconians stormed in, they would fall into the pit. And then Jana also covered the floor of the pit with poison call traps. Key move. Meanwhile, inside the city, out of nowhere, a few trident-wielding orange-green draconians appeared through some kind of arcane gate or magical door in about 4 or 5 different locations around the city. Owen, up on the walls, jumped on one. It was awesome. Did we give him enough danger awesome points for that? let's see. There were attacks of that sort at the gates, the town center, and at the fortress gate. Also, though they were essentially suicide attacks, and they started small fires around the city. We were able to put out those fires. We lost a few soldiers, but not many. Eventually, the hole in the wall that the cannon was making grew to be about 40 feet wide. There was also an attack in the mines, but Dirk had thoughtfully stationed a cat sentry in the mines who alerted us. Some of the cousin leadership went in to deal with them, and the leadership of the cousins is now incapacitated because of that, but they're alive.
To be entirely clear, I stationed the cats, but the thought was Jana's.
Okay, that's true. Thank you, Jana. Just before sunset, the Draconian army marches on the city, and the last thing that the cannons stop firing.
The cannon sort of stopped abruptly after they opened a second hole in the northern wall.
Yeah, there's a small hole. I think you said it was about 15 feet wide at the northern edge of the wall. And the Draconians did indeed fall into the pit. We cast a spell on them too to hopefully slow them down and damage them more. But there's Draconians going through the two holes at the northernmost portion of the wall, northwesterly most portion, I guess I should say, and about a few hundred feet south of that where there's a larger hole. And it's getting dark, and the Draconians are marching on the city. Any questions?
It's been dark, and there are Draconians in the hole, right?
Man, what a song lyric. It's been dark, and there are Draconians in the hole.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty good. Thank you very much, Ezra, for that. Just to sort of like clarify these things, there. Can someone put Owlbear? Zach, can you put Owlbear Radio up for everyone to see? Also, can you share that? The holes in the walls I have outlined with the orange sort of spheres. One is larger than the other. One's like closer to 30 feet. One's closer to 15 feet. Draconians poured through that southern hole. You're not sure why the cannon stopped firing, but you can see that they were firing right here, and they sort of really abruptly stopped. The Draconians are already filing through this hole. They climbed on top of this, and then this collapsed. There are somewhere around 30 of the Draconians in this pit. And
Zach, do you mind zooming it in a little bit more on the area of... Thank you.
Yeah, and just also to be clear, this is Jana with centaurs and cousins.
And they're going to try to move in for a flanking maneuver from the south. And then even farther north around the lake, I think that's where the BLE is still. They're kind of still continuing to sort of antagonize the Draconian army from the side. Maybe they got to the cannon. We don't know.
Okay, so also to iterate a couple of things. This is obviously where Gelidus is with... Owen's not in the right place, though. There we go. So Gelidus has a group of townsfolk. Owen has a group of townsfolk. Dirk has a group of townsfolk. And then to the north are the barbarians waiting in the corner. And then out on the, like, in the, outside the walls is this force.
Yeah,
So,
and for any viewers who maybe didn't see this last time, we piled the earth that had been in the ditch here and here. Well, actually, farther south.
no, yeah.
Try to block
like
Draconians
an L
from
here.
going those directions. And so we're trying to siphon them north into where the barbarians are.
Okay. I would like everyone, please, to roll initiative. And then if you can put that order into the combat section, the combat channel of Discord.
Does
Everyone.
that include me?
No, not you. Sorry, Sirwin. Everyone but you.
And it was
Let me just
almost a
outline a
natural
couple things
20.
real quick. Every group has the ability to charge attack, regular attack, defend, withdraw defend, relocate, or ranged attack. Right? I'll repeat those. You can charge attack, regular attack, so stationary attack, defend, withdraw defend, which is right a coordinated withdraw, relocate, which is all movement, and ranged attack. Zerwin, you can assign any group. You don't have to give orders this time. You can assign one group a +3 to their roll, one group a +4 to their roll, and one group a +5 to their roll each round.
Does that include the barbarians?
It does, which I'll be rolling for.
Okay.
Which will be Belga. All right. Well, let's move this along as quickly as we possibly can. Can someone please put the... There we go. Thank you, Owen. You are a gentleman and a scholar. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone.
Did I miss anyone? Zerwin doesn't get a initiative, right?
Zerwin does not get an initiative, but why is he listed here? Oh, he's not. Oh,
He's not.
You put it in players only, not
I did
in
because
combat.
we don't, or I don't have the ability
Neither do
to
I.
write in combat, so I wrote it here.
all right.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Why not? Why don't you have permission? Everyone should have permission.
I'd love to have permission. Actually, you
I
know
don't
what?
want
Though,
one
as soon as
permission.
you
I
give
want
me
all
permission,
permissions.
I wouldn't want to be a part of any club that would have me as a member.
It's an amazing Fifth Element pull, dude. Just incredible.
Oh, I know. I know that movie all over.
That pull was super green.
All right. Try again. Hooray. Okay. Gelidus, you are going to be up first. Everyone else, have your actions ready. Gelidus.
Hold on. I need to assign my +3, +4,
I don't know
+5,
what's
right?
happening.
Yes, you do.
All right. So I'm gonna give I'm gonna give Gelidus the +3. I'm going to give Dirk the +4. I'm going to give Gianna the +5.
Once again, the cheese stands alone.
Okay, Gelidus, what you doing?
Are there draconians coming in?
Yes, there are.
Okay, I guess I'll do a ranged attack as they're going into the pit.
Okay, you can roll a d10, please.
Four.
Okay.
Plus, wait, was that including your plus?
No, that's just what I rolled.
I believe you got a bonus from Zerwin.
Yeah, was it a +2 from
You
Zerwin?
got the +3.
+3. Okay, so 7.
Okay, now roll another d10, please.
With a plus or just straight?
Just straight.
2.
Okay, a hail of arrows from the townspeople flies over the edge of the earthen rampart down into the ditch. It punctures a couple of the Draconians, but only manages to drop 2 Draconians. All right. Very good. And Jana.
I'd like to do ranged attack.
Okay. A D10. Did you get a bonus from Zerwin?
I got +5.
Very good. Roll your D10. Add 5. You guys are
7.
rolling excellently tonight. I like this. Another 2. Okay. All right. Now roll another D10, please, with no advantage or no bonus. Okay. The centaurs and cousins also launch a hail of arrows, and this one is also rather ineffectual. You see one draconian drop and another 2 look like they get stuck with arrows. You're not sure if it's their scales or if it's their armor, if they're just expecting it, but both of these passes seem to be fairly ineffectual. Okay. Ezra, I need you to roll a wisdom save, please.
That's a 20. Dirty 20.
That's so dirty.
See, Ezra, you don't need my bonuses.
Thanks, boss.
I'm sorry, it's a charisma save, but that's okay. We'll let you keep your 20.
Yeah, it would have been I mean, if I kept the 18, that would have given me a 26.
Okay. Nothing happens to you. Congratulations on making your save.
Can I tell that there was an attempted spell against me or anything like that?
How would you be able to tell that?
Well, I guess I don't know how reactions work, but in theory, I would have been able to counterspell it or something. I don't know.
There is no
I'm not-
visual sign of anything happening.
Okay.
You feel funny.
Do I know? Oh, so I know I did a charisma saving throw. All right.
Okay. Now I need to roll an attack roll. So, given the arrows that flew down from Gelidus and from the cousins and the centaurs, right? So 2 hail, hail of arrows. A rather large, rather sizable contingent of draconians has broken off from the attack here and are now charging in this direction towards Janna and the centaurs. There's probably 200 of them. In addition to that, it looks like there are another several hundred trying to squeeze through this hole now. And several of the draconians here, several dozen of them, I should say, launch missiles at Gelidus's troop. So Gelidus, you can roll a d10. Oh, that's a good roll.
Rolled a 10.
Okay, can you... No, I'll keep track of it for you. Never mind. Actually, it would be really helpful if you can keep track of how many townspeople you've lost. You've lost 2. Everyone's making very good defensive rolls so far. I guess that's good. The hail of javelins and short spears mostly thud into the ground, into the rampart in front of you. It does create some, it does back the archers off a little bit because no one wants to get stuck with javelins. Zerwin, you can see the charge that's happening outside. No one else has lost troops yet, Owen. You can see the charge of troops that's happening outside towards Janna. You can see that they're going to be outnumbered, 2 to 1, give or take. You can also see the movement of troops towards the barbarians and the sort of range things that are happening here. If you want to try to move people around at all, let me know. In the meantime, it is now Owen's turn.
Are we in a position that we could be overwhelmed really quick?
No,
Like-
you're in a very strong. You're at the top of an earthen rampart, and below you is that ditch that was dug, and you have.
Yeah.
It's always possible to be overrun, but it would be very. They'd have to climb up the walls towards you.
Okay, so would a charge attack make sense or no in this tactically?
If you want to charge down off the rampart into the pit with them, that's a thing you could do.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess I'll do ranged attack with my people. How many who do I have with me?
I believe you have 200. Is that correct? Does Owen have 200 and Geldis have 200 and Dirk have 200?
I don't think it's quite because I have some too. I think.
No, well. You have very few up there. You have like 24 up there.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a D10 roll.
Yes.
I rolled an 8. Is that good?
Yeah, it's very good.
And now I'm rolling another D10.
Now you're rolling damage for them. Yep, a D10.
1. They shot really well and hit nothing.
Oh, they hit lots of things, but again, it seems like the armor and scales are holding.
Stop
100
using Nerf
arrows.
darts and use arrows.
100 arrows fire into the pit and mostly bounce ineffectually off armor and scales. There's a lot of roaring and gnashing of teeth. The Draconians are displeased about this whole thing, but there's really not much they can do until they mount a sort of effective attack.
And I'm just standing up on my tower, throwing my hands in the air.
Screaming. Okay.
Ezra's turn next. Or Dirk's turn.
No, it's some of the Draconians' turn.
Okay.
Actually, Zerwin and Ezra both make perception checks. Let me know what you score. And there's going to be more movement.
14.
And more movement. Okay.
4.
Ezra, you see that there is, it looks like a pair of flyers coming at you. Coming
Is it
at
for a
you.
local band or more of an international band?
CVAX, it looks like.
Okay. 2 of them.
Yeah, they're not going to get here this round, but
Sweet.
they're headed for the top of the walls. You're not sure if they're coming towards you or Zerwin.
Are they? Sorry to. Could we hit them with a ranged attack where they are?
No, you'll have to wait till you get closer.
All right.
So Zerwin, from your perch, you saw that the Draconians have used their actions to move. Another almost 100 flood into the pit here, and it looks like another 100 or so have crammed into the gap here. You can also see that fighting has broken out on the line of barbarians. The Free Peoples are, big, hardy, muscular, barbarians. And as soon as the first Draconians come through that wall, they are right in their faces, kicking their teeth in, smashing them with axes. It is a bloody melee. And, they don't seem to care when one of the Draconians explodes. It seems like they might prefer to die in battle rather than be wounded and dragged away. It's a terrifying sight to behold. Okay. Moving along. Now we are at Ezra and then Dirk.
The 200 Draconians that are charging south toward the flanking group,
Yes.
could we hit them with a ranged attack?
Don't you have a concentration on right now for the ones trying to move out of the pit?
I do, but I can cast fireballs without losing my concentration.
Okay.
And I have my 24 archers. If they're not within range, that's okay. But if they are, I want to hit them.
No, the range on fireball is pretty far, right? Isn't it like 200 feet?
150.
Yeah. No, you can hit them.
Okay. Would you like me to roll the d10, or do you just want me to roll damage?
Just roll your fireball. Hold on a second.
And centered in a way to try to hit as many of the 200 as possible.
Yeah, what's their saving throw for this? Well, hold on.
Dex 16.
And what do they get if they make their saving throw?
Half damage.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
will
roll.
now. I will now roll damage.
Roll your damage. They are gonna make their saving throw.
23 did not roll great. I rolled at least 4 ones.
What if you rolled that again?
Yeah, you know what, Bill? I'm gonna
What
use.
if I danger awesome point you?
Yep, I'm gonna re-roll my damage.
Do you want
Thanks
me
to
to-
Owen.
Do you want me to spend it? I'll spend it.
If you don't mind spending it.
I have 11, so I will.
Oh
Spend
my god,
10.
it's so much more. It's 40 damage.
That's the kind of damage you're looking for right there. All right, so
yeah, every single one turned into a 6.
Owen whispers, "I believe in you," but it's like not sexual, but it is a little sexual.
a massive ball of fire appears from the wall and rains down
I
on
knew
the
he had big
Draconians.
balls of fire. Fire.
Yeah, no, huge fireballs.
Huge balls of fire.
Yeah, just they're it's a big ball of flame.
We don't want to get testy about it,
but not like no. Okay. So anyway, you have many of them made their saving throw, but you still managed to outright demolish 10 of them, which is pretty brutal. Nicely done.
Less than I'd hoped. Do my archers get to do anything?
Would you like them to fire also?
Yes, please. We would love to do a ranged attack.
Roll your d10.
Four.
They miss.
Yep.
Probably from the flames and smoke in their eyes. They're like, and you're like, come on, fire, you bastards! And they're like, I can't fucking breathe. They do fire a couple arrows, but they don't seem to hit anything with them. Okay, Dirk. Feel like we've waited a long time for it to be your turn, and now it's finally your turn. What would you like to do?
We have fired missiles into the pit, and also since I'm in the front, I'm going to use my breath weapon at the pit if it reaches anybody.
How far does it shoot?
I was just looking at it.
You might want to save it until you have a better shot, but it's up to you.
Do I not have a decent shot?
Well, in order to get a good shot, you're gonna have to get up to the top of the rampart and lean over, which is gonna make you pretty vulnerable.
I'll hold your hair while you do that.
Yeah.
You could definitely have your people fire though. Roll a d10.
Day.
It's been a wild day. I'll hold your hair.
No, I don't. Yeah. Then no, it's not a good time for the breath weapon. So I'm going to do the D10 ranged attack. I got a 5, but I also got the +4 from Zerwin.
Oh, you got the +4?
Yeah.
All right, roll your damage.
That's 10 again, right?
Yep, another 10.
8.
Oh, the first hail of arrows that actually does damage as Dirk's townspeople take out 20 of the Draconians.
That's right. That's why I made that pit.
Shit, I gotta write this down. My pen just died.
Thank God you have a computer.
I like writing things that, listen, I have so many screens open right now. If you guys could see the shit show that is running this game for you. I have to have D&D Beyond open. I've got Discord open. I've got Twitch open.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't.
What do you mean? You can only see me.
Yeah, you're not
you're the shit show that's running this game.
Yeah, no, I am. That's true. I am the shit show that's running this game. If you could see the other shit shows that are involved.
You hear that? Bill's making his kids help him run the game.
They would probably fucking love this.
Man, I wish we had a bard.
Okay, Zerwin,
God.
Zerwin, you can see that 25 of the free people have died in the first round, and they've taken 25 Draconians out with them.
So we have even losses.
Yeah.
That's not good.
The top of the
So-
order.
25 of the free people or just the townspeople?
The free people. Gelidus, back to you.
You're muted.
Oh, wait, actually, sorry, no. There are 2 more spells to go off. Silly me, close the player's handbook. I apologize. I am looking up a thing. Okay, it is a wisdom saving throw, and Zerwin, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, but you get +5.
The wisdom saving throw. That's a nat 20.
Damn. Yeah, what am I going to give you extra for that? I got to give you something extra for that. All right, I'll tell you what. Mabrotum, there's like another presence in your mind, and Mabrotum says, "Some twisted fuck just tried to charm person you. Can't do it though, not with all the rest of us in here."
Thanks for the heads up.
If that does succeed at some point, we'll probably prepare for a battle of wills inside
You could
this
give him
ground.
inspiration. That's always cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I can give. Well, does he need it though? What's he going to use it for? I can give you inspiration.
Everything. It
He's
gives you advantage. He can hold on to it for as long as he wants.
he's not in combat though. Yeah, you can have an advantage.
He could give it to someone else then. You know.
You can have one. Well, next time you need to roll, Zerwin, you can roll at advantage. All right, and that should do it. Top of the order, Gelidus.
All right,
Ezra,
I'm going to tell.
sorry,
What's that?
Ezra, can you just refresh me with what your spell does again? The one you have concentration on.
So any that are within that start their turn or enter for the first time must make a Constitution saving throw. Let me double check the DC for you. 16. And if they fail, they take 4d10 radiant damage, suffer 1 level of exhaustion, and they give off a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius.
And if they succeed,
They take nothing, they don't glow, and they don't take a level of exhaustion.
okay, yep.
It's
Just
one
checking.
of those save or suck. Or suck, whatever. I don't know.
Sucker save. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sorry, Gelidus, go ahead.
I have follow-up
All right.
questions.
I'm gonna yell over for Owen to take command of my peasants.
Yes, follow me, peasants. To me.
And then I'm going to channel divinity and channel Twilight Sanctuary. And then because I now emit, I've basically encased myself in a sphere of dim light. I am then going to cast Steps of the Night to allow me to fly as a bonus action. And I will then fly over the pit and try and distract the Draconians to attack me as opposed to shooting at our peasants.
Okay, let me just get this straight. You jump off the edge of this thing and then you fly over the pit?
Yes.
And then what?
Well, I've used all my actions.
So where do you
You're
fly
setting
to?
yourself up.
I'm setting myself up for the next turn.
Wait,
How high above the pit are you?
Bill, he's in your head. He's playing the long game.
Yeah.
Where do you?
You've already lost, and you have infinite power.
Yeah, so you're
Give
just
up
outside
now.
the sphere. You're
Yes,
looking
I'm
into
I'm
my
outside of the poisonous gas sphere.
yeah, my gross green sphere.
Can you move your character to where you fly to?
I just did. Yep.
Yeah, he did.
That doesn't look
We'll
like you moved
rename
at
this
all.
spell Ezra's flatulence.
No, you're right. It's not showing up on the stream. I see it.
Oh, I see it too. Okay. So you're right on the edge of the pit, hovering.
Yeah, now it moved.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, how high are you?
I am so high right now.
Probably high enough that they can't
Shut up,
hit,
Towley.
hit me with a sword or poke me with a spear, but so probably maybe 10 feet above them.
So do you
Are
want me?
you going? Yeah, you can't get me.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
He's taunting. All right, I'll allow it. This is totally fine.
Taunting the Draconian army.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you're gonna. So the pit, right, is lower than the ground level. So you're gonna want to be high enough above the ground level that you can't be hit. Also, so right, you're gonna want to be like 15 feet above ground level, which means you're probably like 30 feet above the pit.
Sure.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah, because I can always move next turn when I actually do damage.
Yeah. Okay. Whose turn is it next?
Are there any exhausted draconians inside my gross green
They
sphere
have
yet?
made their saving throw both rounds. It is Jana.
Bomber Summer.
Jana, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I thought I turned that off. I'm gonna do ranged attack again. D10. Right?
Hold on. Zerwin,
Okay.
who are you giving your bonuses to? You leave them with the same groups?
Yeah. I'm in.
Okay. Go ahead, Jana. Make your rolls.
Okay.
+5, right?
Yeah.
+5. It's a 9. And
Okay, you hit solidly.
two.
Whew. Okay. Fortunately, you only drop a couple. All right. Once again, the hail of arrows are all accurate. And once again, by blind luck, mostly it's hitting armor and shields and the hardest parts of their scales. You drop a couple more. Is there a Ben & Jerry's runs? Man. Ice cream run. Okay. All right, here we go. They are now scaling the walls. Oh, shit, actually. Another wisdom saving throw for Ezra.
So at this point, like, I can tell something is trying to cast a spell on me, right?
I guess. I
Is it
don't
just
see.
Ezra?
It's just Ezra.
Is a 10? A 10 is probably not good enough, huh? If
No.
a 10's not good enough, I'm gonna re-roll.
10's not going to cut it.
I'm gonna spend 10 DAP and re-roll.
Sorry, I don't have enough to lend
It's
you.
worse. It's worse.
Oh,
Anyone else have 10 DAP to give him?
I do.
Sorry, no, we spent it on a slap fight in a bar.
I've done that.
I have 30 DAP. I'm just a little concerned about fighting a dragon, but if we
Yeah,
think
no,
this is
don't worry about it,
important-
guys. It's gonna be fine. If it's charm person, it's not even that bad. Also, if it's someone who I'm in active combat against, I should get advantage anyway.
I actually just need to get close to you, and then you'll be immune to being charmed.
Okay.
That's going to be a fairly tall order.
I see what you did there. Very clever.
Sounds like you're not doing your duty, Owen.
What?
You said duty, but there's
Oh,
no
I
time
can
to laugh
poop.
about it now.
I will poop in this pit right now.
That's what I
Okay,
thought Gelidus was going to do for a second.
All right, what happens to me,
Ezra,
Bill?
I would like you. Ezra, you are. Yeah, you are charmed.
Oh, who do I like?
No, you're not charmed. You're dominated. Excuse me.
Oh,
Dominate
jeez.
person.
Sounds worse.
And
I can't help that.
I would like you to roll a d20, please.
Dominated. Just a regular D20. Do I add anything to it?
Yeah, you can add a dex to it. Your dex bonus.
22.
Excellent. Okay.
Did I
Ezra,
just like catapult myself over the walls with
you
the grace of an
did,
angel?
and you landed directly on top of Gelidus. Gelidus, can you carry someone else when you're flying like this?
Nobody's ever asked me that before.
It doesn't say. It just says that I magically can give myself a flying speed equal to my walking speed for 1 minute.
I mean, if you can carry,
Yeah, we'll
how much
say.
do I weigh? How much? Hold on, let's find out how much I weigh. I think I weigh
I have a
32 pounds.
I have strength of 10.
I'm gonna say
41 pounds.
plus your gear. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that Gelidus can probably carry you, but I'm gonna need Gelidus to make a dexterity check. Also, please.
It says that it's determined by carry weight, like carry limits.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So-
say strength of 10. It's a halfling. It's not carrying a ton of stuff. You could probably do it. The question is, can he maintain his balance?
Yeah, you're balancing on the knight after all.
Rolled a 9.
I swear to God, if this is how I die,
The two of you go tumbling into the pit. So here's
God
what
damn it.
happens.
Oh,
Es-
jeez.
Ezra gets dominated from now. Actually, I'm going to tell you once you come out of this dominate, which is going to happen as soon as you take damage, which is right now. There's actually 3 Auroch Draconians, and they are not engaged in the battle. They are standing back, watching what is happening, and slinging spells where they need to. Ezra, in a moment that can only be described as epically fucking heroic, turns and dives off the edge of the battlement with his arms outspread like a free diver, landing directly on Gelidus's back. Gelidus is strong enough to maintain his balance, or to hold up Ezra when he lands on him. Unfortunately, his feet get tangled, and he tumbles into the side, smashes both of them into the side of the pit, in which you're both going to take a measly 2 damage. However, you are now both surrounded by Draconians,
hold on.
who look as surprised as you do.
Let me make my concentration saving throw.
Oh yeah, do that also.
I pass.
Well done. And Owen, it is your turn. You've just seen Ezra dive off the wall, land on Gelidus's back, and the two of them go tumbling down into the pit before you. It's pretty fucking great.
This
All right,
sucks.
men. We must save our friends. Charge!
Why are they in the pit?
I don't know, but I'm going in. I charge. I'm charging.
God, they're
Yes.
charging.
Yes.
They're charging into the pit.
Don't worry, Ezra.
Come
I'll
on,
just
come on,
piss out
Owen.
of-
Haven't you seen Glory?
I mean, I am reminded of the tactical genius of the newest, or the second to newest Robin Hood movie, where they had the high ground and then they rode down into the beach, negating the high ground. That's what I'm doing. Russell Crowe has never led me wrong.
Okay, so you now have 400 of the townspeople because Gelidus left you command of his, correct?
I guess so.
So you're gonna roll 2 d10s for me, please. And
Are they added together or just?
Well, I have to do it separately because I don't. I mean, I guess I could. Would you rather do it with one roll? We could do it with one roll.
Nah, it's okay. I got an 8 on one and 1 on the other.
Okay, very good. Oh, you absolutely crush one of them, and the other one is a miserable failure. So, go ahead, roll another d10.
4.
I mean, that wasn't even on my turn,
Okay.
Galadis. So, but meanwhile, I'm talking your ear off about how much more handsome Dirk is to me all of a sudden for some reason. I don't understand why. It's just Dirk is so handsome. I never noticed until this moment when I jumped off of a wall onto my friend Galadis.
You've been charmed.
I guess I just needed to
This
tell
is
you
the
how
charm.
handsome. Hey, look at all these dragon-looking guys around. They look really handsome too.
Okay.
So good looking.
You're no longer dominated, Ezra, as you take damage. So two different groups of townspeople lower their spears and charge down into the hole at the Draconians. You do manage to slay out 30 of them outright, while only losing 5 townspeople. If you can keep track of those 5, Owen. All 5 of them die basically as the Draconians explode / turn into acid, various other things they turn into. You can't actually get all the way down in the pit because there's too many of you, but you get like halfway down.
I hop up and down. Friends, I am coming for you! Do not give up hope!
Oh, and I'm gonna move you into the pit with us here.
You're so loud.
Sorry.
It's gonna take a minute for it to
Friends,
show
do
up,
not
but you're
give
there.
up hope.
You're there with us.
Okay, Jana, would you please roll a d10?
She's got a +5.
So, Zerwin, what you can see is they have. Oh, that's not good. Okay.
Oh my god. This is
So-
my 4th 2 in a row.
Yes, yeah. So Zerwin, they have enveloped the cousins and centaurs. So basically, right now it is a 3/4 envelopment, and it looks like they're going to try and close behind them. They haven't closed into melee, but there's enough to completely surround them. On all sides. The cousins are sort of instinctively gathering their shields and like backing up to form a circle. The centaurs are sort of instinctively in the middle. Who wants to roll for Belga Wimore? How about you, Zerwin? You roll for Belga Wimore.
What is it, a D10?
D10, and then another D10.
2.
And then another D10.
2.
Okay. Another 20 of the free people have been slain by Draconians. And
Who's that taken out of?
I'm keeping track of the free people.
Okay.
And then, sorry, Zerwin, can you roll again for Belga Wimore 2 more times?
2 more times?
2 more times.
6. And a 9.
Oh, okay. This is the first bright spot of news. So the Draconians have like pushed through that smaller gap into the streets. I'll highlight it right now on the. Hold on. On the map. So they've burst through this hole here, and now there are 50 or 60 of them fighting at any given time with the free people who can only fit 50 or 60 abroad here, right? So it's kind of like a knuckles to chin situation. Everyone's real close, and the Draconians launch a hail of spears and other things, and they drop 20 of the free people. Then there is a like sort of tectonic roar, and Belga herself comes smashing through the front line, and it sort of like inspires all of her frontline fighters, and they completely crush all 50 of the Draconians that are inside the walls, just absolutely obliterate them. They lose 5 more of their number, but they destroy 50 Draconians in that one round of battle. It is like head lopping, skull crushing, just like absolute bloody fucking mayhem as the massive roar from the huge free people, as their giantess leader bursts through, and you can hear her like maniacal laughter. Ha! I fucking killed Draconians over the din of battle. Okay. Now we are at Owen has gone already, so now we are at Ezra. Ezra.
Okay, so I'm in the bottom of the pit.
Don't worry, Gelidus cushioned your fall.
Yeah, I'm standing on Gelidus' shoulders. Where do I see the greatest concentration of Draconians from where I am?
Literally all around you.
All around me?
You are now smack dab in the middle. Like, so to your, like, over here, hold on. Over here is where they're piling in. You are right here, and here is where they had been before. Right? So,
Okay.
like, yeah, they're all over the place.
But there's like a wall of them in the 40-foot space.
Yeah, and, the only thing that's really saved you from being hacked to pieces is they are just as surprised as you are, and none of them has. They're just like 2 people literally fell from the fucking sky, so they're like, what?
I'm gonna hit a fireball, basically centered in the middle of the gap in the wall, because it'll cover the entire 40-foot gap in the wall. Again, trying to hit as many of the Draconians as possible.
Okay. And they're rolling dex.
Yeah, Dex 16.
Good news for
It's
you,
30,
they fail this time.
It's 37 damage.
Okay. You do drop several more of them.
Several.
37 damage is not,
And then with my move action, I'm gonna, or my movement speed, my walking speed, I'm gonna try to climb out of the pit on the southern side. And then am I still in charge of those archers? Do you want me to roll for those archers?
No, they can't hear or see you anymore. Which side
Are
are you going
you
to climb out?
the south side?
Okay.
I can move myself 25 feet. I'm guessing. I basically I'm gonna try to climb up to where Zerwin is, so I'll kind of situate myself heading that way.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of singing of dancing. We are knights of the round table. We dance whenever we're able. Okay, so who's next?
Wait, you were just doing spam a lot?
Sort of. Yeah. Dirk, it is now your turn.
Okay.
We do routines and chorus scenes, kick grinds
Well,
on the table.
I'm mostly in a defensive position, so if they're not coming this direction, and Ezra seems to be making some kind of headway, if I fire on the Draconians, am I in serious danger of hitting Gelidus or Ezra?
If you fire like arrows into the pit,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably
Okay.
yeah. If you fire into the gap in the wall, you won't hit anybody. But if you fire into the pit, you're gonna hit all the friends. If that makes sense.
Okay, and the gap in the wall is still taking people in, though.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing a ranged attack on the gap in the wall then.
You get a +4 here.
And I get a +4.
I mean, I don't blame him. It is a good musical number.
Oh,
I'd pay $1
that's a
for anybody who
1.
can write a musical number for the attack on Wonder.
I'm just gonna take that 1. I'm just gonna eat that 1,
You rolled a 1
which
first.
is a 5. Yeah,
Okay.
which is a 5.
All right. Yeah, you don't really hit much.
Okay.
All right, Zerwin.
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to do different at the beginning of the next round?
No, I mean, I gotta keep Shanna with the 5. Let's give Galladus the +4.
So
Good
you
luck.
can't. Gelidus is no longer in command of a group, so you can't
Oh,
give him personally one.
So give Owen the +4 and Dirk the +3.
Okay. So Owen is now like halfway down the embankment with charging with a bunch of spears. They've killed a bunch on the way down. Dirk is still on top of the embankment with his archers firing into the wall. And the one good thing that you did do with that, Dirk, even though you didn't kill any of the Draconians, is that you sort of stemmed the tide between your arrows and the fireball. They're going to have less getting into the pit this round than they did last round. It's going to hamper their movement. Plus, there's some dead bodies there. Jana, you're in a tight spot. And we are back to the top of the order, which is Gelidus.
All right. So I will use my action to cast Spirit Guardian at level 4. And then I will fly up, if I can, just fly up maybe 10 feet, so I keep everybody in my Spirit Guardian bubble.
What's the parameters of Spirit Guardian?
Spirit Guardian is...
You're saying it's going to target only Draconians, or do you have to...
As long as I can, whatever I can see, I can declare. So I'll declare all of my friends that I can see, and then all of the townsfolk and people that I can see that are part of our army, so that it does not affect them. But it's those individuals. So if I were to move north to the free people, it would eat the free people.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. I'll have to take your word for it. All right. And that is when they begin their actions, correct?
That is, yeah. So when they begin their action, or if they
Enter the first time for the
enter
first
it
time, right?
Yep. Or end their action. So if they end in it, start in it, or enter it for the first time.
But only once of those, right? Each round.
Correct.
And
Yeah,
what's
each
the
round.
radius on it?
It is. Let's see. It's 15 feet out from me.
In a sphere.
30 foot. Yeah, in a sphere. So 30 feet technically from end to end.
Diameter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough to hit all of the rest of the Draconians that are still in the pit. And it is Jana's turn.
So have we moved out of the zone where ranged attacks are necessary or effective? Am I in attack?
Nope. You are being enveloped, but they haven't closed to melee yet.
Okay.
I mean, do they have any? Can I see any way for them to like get out of it? Or are they too far off?
They could try sprinting south. There is still a gap in the envelopment. So the envelopment right now is like this. You could try running back to the gates. You're going to have to make a successful roll.
Okay, good calls, everyone. So that is a the action is
The action is relocate.
relocate. Okay. So
Unless you
what do
want
you
to
want me
do a
to roll?
defensive withdrawal, which is slower. So basically, you have two options. You can either do a fighting withdrawal, which is slow and organized, or you can do a relocate, which is just short of a route, where you're basically like, fucking run, but stay with me.
We're not in combat yet, so let's relocate.
Okay. Where would you like to move? Straight south?
Yes.
All right, roll D10.
Can't roll
With the-
something else?
No,
Don't
you
forget
cannot.
that +5 though.
Oh, look at that. Finally gets her nat 10.
Okay. So that was 15. Dirk, you muted.
Oh, I was just saying they're all dead.
Wow, that was incredibly lucky. Roll another D10, please. You held and you moved a long way. Let's see how many get caught behind. So keep track of this, Jana. You have lost 5 centaurs and 5 of the cousins.
Okay.
And now they are on a full charge after you.
Okay.
All right. Now we're gonna roll. What is it? Your save for yours is a Constitution, Gelidus, to save against that spell.
Wisdom.
Well, balls. Okay, they fail their Wisdom save. So what are you doing? What's the damage?
So each one of them takes 22 radiant damage.
Uh, 20 of them perish outright. The other 30 are wounded. And that's all the rest that are in the pit. That was quite a blow. Owen.
Have I been able to get to my friends yet?
Yes, you're pretty close now. If you continue to move into the pit this round, you will be there.
All right.
Zerwin, can you move the map
Push
north
forward,
again?
friends! Sorry, push forward, friends. Get a 9.
Very nice. And again.
But I also got that bonus, right? I got +4 this time.
Yep. You definitely hit solidly. Now roll your damage, which is another 10.
It's an 8.
Oh, boy. Okay. All of the rest of the Draconians in the pit, which was 30, are now dead. And sorry, I need you to roll another d10 to see how they fare. Your townsfolk fare against the explosions that happen when all the Draconians die.
7.
Do you have any bonuses? Didn't
To
you
what?
have one of the bonuses?
He
No, it was
does.
Dirk.
He counted them already.
Yeah. All
right. Okay, you lose only 5 townspeople in the resultant explosions. All right, the pit is clear. It is now just charred, smoking bones, pools of acid. What happens to the capax again? That's acid. Those are the bones. Oh, and the gas, the petrifying gas, right, which dissipates pretty quickly. So surprisingly, that charge actually worked. I think a combination of the spells that happened. However, Ezra, does your spell affect anyone who is in the radius of that is also friend? Is it friendly fire?
It affects anyone who's in the radius. I would have thought that they would have stopped before charging into the sphere of sickening radiant light in which they see Draconians coughing up blood and
They,
laying down to fall asleep.
but none of the Draconians have. They all made their saving throws.
All right.
Do you want to take the spell down?
How many people just ran into it?
So he's got 200, and it's probably 40% of that.
Okay, so 80 people.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, yeah, I'll take it down.
Okay.
Goodbye, noble green sphere.
All right.
I'm moving it away, but I'm saving it for later.
Okay, we got to roll for these free people. Zake, you want to do that?
Yep.
So roll d10 4 times, first 2, and then 2 more.
All right. 4 and 7. And then 1 and a 9.
Okay. It is bloody work at the gates there. That round was very even. Again, another 20 of each fell. They are just really hacking each other to shit at these gates. Okay, Jana, you have managed to escape, but they're in full-fledged pursuit of you. And the gates are closed behind you. So you're going to have your backs against the gates soon. Dirk, I need you to roll 2d10, please. And Owen, I need you to roll 2d10, please.
Separately or add them together?
Separately. Tell me what they are.
6 and 4. Sorry.
1 and a 3.
Okay, Dirk, you lose 30 townspeople as a hail of spears and tridents flies over and lands in your archers.
Didn't like them anyways.
And Owen, you lose 5 more as a couple of them strike your people. But the really bad news is there's now another 100 Draconians about to drop on your heads.
Who else just lost some troops?
Dirk.
How many did you lose, Dirk?
30.
30 archers.
Okay.
So there's sort of like a growling, snorting roar, and a whole bunch of tridents and spears launch over the front row of the Draconians. And because Dirk's people are basically still on top firing at them, this is the first volley they've received back, and it was a gnarly one. I dropped 30 of their archers right away. and then a couple of them rain down on your people also own, but not as many. Jana is in full flight, being chased still by, it looks like they've reinforced to another full 200. However, Jana, can you make a perception roll? And then it will be Ezra's turn. Jana.
21.
Yeah, excellent. You have very good vision, and you're used to spotting these things. But my God, this is driving me crazy. Sorry. Across, like, so there's now 200 draconians full charge at you. It's a terrifying sight. But then something catches your eye in the woods behind them, a glint maybe of something or some movement, and you see, like, charging behind those draconians, currently unnoticed by the draconians, on all fours, 25 of the giant fucking pissed off bears who's seen what you're going, like, have seen the attack on you, and you realize that if you create an anvil now, they will be the hammer that crashes into the rear of them. Ezra, take it away.
All right. I'm gonna
The pit is now
go-
cleared, and so they're, like, up in the gap, and it looks like another round of them are about to jump in on top of you, Gelidus, and the townsfolk.
Yeah, I had used my 25 feet to kind of go to the tower and get as far up the tower as possible.
So it's 25 feet to the top of the, almost 25 feet. It's 20 feet to the top of the earthen berm. So you basically made it
I'm
up the
basically at
side.
the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see any of the Aurochs who are casting spells from where I am?
Yeah, you can see one of them.
I can see one of them. I am going to. He probably looks pretty tough. Does he look pretty tough, Bill? They're tall. He's like 3 times my size, right?
Yeah, I don't know. They're not as big as the Seavax, but they're pretty big. I mean, they're fucking scary ass draconians made from gold dragons.
Oh, I forgot to get. Okay. I am gonna quicken a Tasha's Mind Whip. So can you please have the Auroch make a intelligence saving throw 16?
Fails.
Okay. 3d6 damage, which ends up being 10 damage. And on its next turn, it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. Moreover, on its next turn, it can only take a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one of those 3. And then with my regular action, I'm going to try to hit it with a firebolt.
Is that a dex save?
No, it's just it's an attack. It's a ranged spell attack, so 15.
You miss.
Yep. And then I'm gonna duck behind the pile of earth.
Dirk, you're up.
All right, the group that fired on my group, where are they again? We killed 30 of my people.
Yeah, they're in the gap.
Yeah, okay. We're firing back on them. That's a ranged attack. So we give it a D10. It's a 3. I have a +4 right now. So that's a 7.
They should use the shrubbery. This just in, the party gets their asses beat by kamikaze draconians. You're not wrong. Is that just the 7? You have to roll 2d10.
Yeah, I just rolled the 1. And then this is the damage, and that's a 3.
Okay. I'm really enjoying the way that you were rolling really well in the beginning, Dirk, and it was bad for me. But now you're rolling bad, and it's good for me again. I'm happy. All is well in the world.
I don't
I
know
don't
why
like
you
this
have to stand in opposition
adversarial.
to it. Yeah, I was like gonna
Yeah.
say, like we're all friends here.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Also, I hate you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 100 more draconians leap into the pit. That's going to be facing Owen's troops as well as Gelidus, and Dirk can fire into them. And we'll go right to the top of the order, friends, with Gelidus.
What do I get to redistribute
So
shoot points?
you only have 3 groups to give it to, so decide who gets what. Well, that's not true. You could give it to the free people, but you have Jana commanding troops, you have Dirk commanding troops, and you have Owen commanding troops.
All right, let me give give Jana the +4 this time, and give Dirk the +5, and Owen the +3.
Okay, make it so. Gelidus.
All right, I'll shift to more towards the middle of the pit, and then I will go full defensive.
All right, you're not flying anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
Unless I probably had to fly to get over them to land myself in the middle of the area, but so I'll fly over and land.
Would you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
A wisdom saving throw.
Is Gelidus within 10 feet of me?
No.
13.
How about now?
Jeremy, Zoris.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at this. Yeah, that's not going to do it. So you are also dominated now.
Okay. Did that occur before the end of my turn?
It did not. It happened right after your turn.
Okay.
Wait, you just went, right? And now,
Yep.
because it was after you in the order.
Okay.
Yeah, the command is drop the spell.
Okay.
That's really all it can do, because you're full defensive in the middle of a crowd of people, right?
Correct.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. So I drop my Spirit Guardians.
There's like this sickly, like nasty hissing voice in your mind. Drop the spell. And you can't resist. It's so charming, you just can't resist. Jana, what you gonna do, friend?
Defend.
Defend. Okay, you're gonna have them form up, full defend. All right,
Yeah.
roll 2d10s for me. The sudden turnabout was gonna catch them off guard. Don't forget you get a +4 to your roll.
So then this one's a 10.
Very good.
And this one's a 7.
Okay. So you have them, the cousins especially, and the centaurs right behind them as sort of like a mass. You know what I mean? Like, so the cousins aren't as tall as the centaurs. So the centaurs sort of like put their bodies behind the shields of the cousins, and this like huge wave of draconians smashes into the shields, but the bodies of the centaurs are strong enough to hold the line as everyone gets shoved back like 5 feet. You only manage to kill 5 of the draconians in the crush. However, they are now getting smashed in the back by 25 massive angry bear people. Would y'all like me to roll for the bear people, or would you like someone else to roll for the bear people? You could have Zerwin do it.
I think Zerwin should do it just because he doesn't have the opportunity to.
Okay. 2d10s again.
Yes, 2d10s.
5. 1.
You want to re-roll that one?
Yeah. I'll burn 10. Just mark that down. Ten.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely worth it. Okay, so the Draconians, right? Close to 200 of them after smashing into a wall of only 80 or so of the cousins who are smaller, right? But they're stout. It looks like it's going to be an absolute slaughter. I mean, they're going over the top of them, they're going around, and then with a full head of steam, all 25 of these giant, snarling, really pissed off bear people tear into the back of these draconians. And tear is the exact right word. It is all claws and fangs and smashing weapons, huge axes, maces the size of a person are swung, leveling 5 or 6 of these draconians at a time. There is a ton of exploding bones and noxious gases and spattering of acid everywhere. They destroy flat out 100 of the draconians in their charge. And there's like this massive roar as not a single one of them drops in return, although 3 of them are injured. And the best part is that all the draconians who aren't fighting right now see that happen, and it doesn't look like they're taking it well. Okay, Zerwin, make me a perception check. Jana, make me a perception check.
8.
Yeah, you don't see shit. Jana,
17.
with the leveling of these draconians now, you see why the cannons have stopped firing. And it's because the black locust eaters have made it to the top of the hill, and they are currently slaughtering the humans who are firing those cannons. It looks like a bloodbath. The black locust
And we were
eaters.
concerned about these humans.
Yay.
Yeah, it does not look pretty. These look like soldiers that are completely outclassed. The black lotus eaters are outnumbered 2-1, and they are absolutely destroying them. More good news for the party. However, now comes the bad news. Owen, roll 2d10 for me.
I don't want to.
I know you don't, buddy.
Yeah, but can you tell us why it's bad news first?
Yeah, why is it bad news?
Because
What am I
there's
rolling for?
100 draconians diving on top of you, and the spell that was protecting you just went down. That's why.
That wasn't my spell,
It ain't no
was it?
thing. 7 and a 9.
That is pretty good.
79. Nice. I mean, almost nice. What?
Nice plus 10.
Nice plus 10. Yeah, I'm better at it. Let's not ask what it is.
79 is a 69 plus 10. All right,
Yeah.
That's technically true. All right, you all, like
Something doesn't line up there.
that 9 really saved you. You only lose an additional 10 townsfolk. Mark that down, please. And Then actually you got to do it twice because you have 2 groups of townsfolk. So do it again.
Seven and a 6.
Also good. They rolled a 5, so another 10. That's it. You only lost 20 townsfolk in that, which is kind of a fucking miracle. You could easily have lost 200 there.
A normal person, maybe. But my D10 rolling skills are phenomenal.
Over like the lip of this, pit that you're in, swarm 100 draconians who just dive face first into the cliff because they have like a free fall ability, right? Their wings pop open and they just land on top. But somehow, despite this terrifying crush of like bloodthirsty bodies, only 20 people drop. It's pretty remarkable.
They were all just holding their spears straight up. So
Yeah,
all the draconians just landed on top of the spears.
and now, Owen, you get to counterattack if you would like, or you can defend. You can do what you like there.
Are we doing a tactical retreat at this point, guys?
So the problem is you can't really tactically retreat back up the berm behind you.
So I need to tactically retreat into them.
Well, you could go north. Right? You could retreat this way. Is what I'm saying. You can't go back the way you came.
What are we thinking, guys? Are we thinking press on and try to shore up this hole, or what?
There's probably about 1,000 more outside. I think maybe go north.
I go north.
Good guess. Yeah, there's probably roughly 1,000 draconians left. You guys have gone quite a bit.
Ezra peeks over the top of the berm. Does it look like there's 1,000 draconians out there?
You see several hundred feet.
Do I still
go north?
I think I have a +3, right?
Ezra yells, "Go north!" God's damn it!
I go north. God's damn it!
Okay, so you want to do a fighting retreat back up the north?
Yeah, I think I got a 9. If I get the +3,
you do.
Do I need to roll again?
Fuck, they rolled a 10. Yep, you need to roll again. Oh shit!
How many guys did I lose? Did I lose 200?
What'd you roll on the second roll?
6.
No, you got lucky on that one. You lose another 40. So on your tactical retreat, like a section of 40 of them like breaks off from your formation and gets out overwhelmed immediately and just swallowed up.
They were weak.
These are townspeople, you heartless bastard.
Yeah, my aura is amazing. They obviously weren't listening to the briefings.
Did you get the TPS report? They didn't get the TPS reports.
They didn't get the TPS reports.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Some of them get to go next, I think.
Yeah, they do. Okay, Zerwin, roll me with advantage a wisdom save +5. They don't know that they failed so badly that you get to fuck them up this time.
So my wisdom +5 on advantage is 16.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And Dirk, roll me 2d10. Tell me what the first one is. They roll a 9 to hit you.
8.
Okay, so they hit, and then roll your sub.
No, he's got a +5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're good. You can roll me a second d10 anyway, but it shouldn't matter unless you roll
That's
1.
a 5.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, they fire another round of missiles at you, but they are completely ineffectual. All right. And Ezra, did you go yet, Ezra?
No. I think it's my turn, unless there's any other
turn.
draconians. That Auroch is still out there, or did it die in the last thing?
The one that you
Hit with the mind whip.
seems to be barely wounded.
Barely. God.
Yeah, how
That
much
means
Not
damage?
bad at
wounded by
all.
bears.
Yeah. uh,
All right. I am going to lob another firebolt at it. How's a 26 do? That's 2
Oh
hit.
snap!
this is fire, right?
No, well, it's 2 hit.
Yeah, you hit him, and it's
The
fire
damage will come
damage.
next. Yeah, and the
It's
damage
immune to
is
fire damage.
0. All right. I think I made my point.
Yep.
He's wearing fewer clothes, though.
I am
Yes,
super
his-
impressed you survived the fall into the pit, to be honest with you.
His clothes aren't immune to fire.
Okay, Ezra now, not Ezra, sorry, Owen, now it's the next group's turn to attack yours, so could you roll again, please?
How many d10s?
2, roll, tell me what the first one is. You get a +4, is that correct?
That's a net 10.
Okay, they take no damage.
It's a dirty 14.
All right, Zerwin, roll for the free people.
Three, 9,
Okay, and then again for their attack.
7, 2.
It's pretty even again. Back and forth. Total, the free people have lost 80, and total, the forces they're fighting have lost 95. So they're getting the upper hand, but it's close. All right, Dirk, what you got?
Well, I'm gonna do another range attack from where I am because I'm holding this position and I don't have to defend it yet. So that's a 10 plus 5, so that's a 15.
You definitely hit.
That's gonna be a 1.
That's great.
No. I'm gonna spend 10 danger awesome points. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Reroll that
Get it,
damage.
Dirk. Get him.
Fuck, just a 3.
That's a
What'd you roll the first
300% markup.
You still,
Yeah.
because of your good damage roll, you still managed to kill 40 Draconians with that volley, which is a lot.
That ain't no thing.
I'll take that. I will take that over the 12 I would have killed otherwise.
Would have been 10 actually, but yeah. It's the math isn't perfect on my sliding scale.
Why it slides.
That's why it slides. Okay. And God, they really don't have much else. Okay. A cloud of noxious gas. Yeah, that's pointless. They're not going to do that.
They attacked us after Taco Tuesday. Those monsters.
No, there's nothing they can do. All right, top of the order. Okay, hold on. Actually, before we go back to the top of the order, the battle is progressing. You know, not terribly considering you're doing okay. However, there is a sound. It's like I don't know.
Mighty wind from the north.
Sort of, yeah. It is like a terrible breathy wind. And then through the night sky, you see a massive form of a red dragon approaching. Um, this is maybe why you lost track, Ezra, because you fell off the wall, but also you were never attacked by those two CVACs, and they sort of disappeared. Um,
I figured they were probably tearing apart my archers up on the wall.
they're not.
What were they doing?
You don't know, but it's maybe because they saw Rhymeroth coming, and Rhymeroth is coming. He swoops, like he starts really high, and he swoops down, and this gout of flame like spews forth, which cuts through the ice on the walls if it weren't there at all. Although the timbers hold without bursting into flame, which is good. It flies in a great massive arc down and then away as it rears back up into the sky, and it's clear, however, he's going to come in for another pass when all of a sudden another massive winged shape appears. This one silver and sparkling in the moonlight. And it has something on its back. It's 4-7, and Alcior is riding her. The pair dives straight to Rhymeroth. 4-7's claws are out, her teeth bared, and Alcior is pointing some sort of like massive spear, like some sort of, lance perhaps. Yeah.
Who's Alcior again?
He's the friendly CVAC who was adopted and raised in the city.
Oh, right. He left, and we. Right. Okay.
And they're diving straight towards Rhymeroth. Rhymeroth turns, sees the incoming attack, and then flies right towards them to meet a head on. The collision between these two titanic beasts sends a shockwave out that like rattles the trees and flattens the grass on the earth below them. They meet at least 200 feet in the air. And they immediately tangle and they drop into free fall, just clawing and biting and scratching one another. Alcior jams this lance like into Rhymeroth's back, and you can tell that it fucking hurts him. Rhymeroth is clawing and biting and scrabbling, and there's a snarling, growling roar as they plummet towards the earth, and it looks like it's gonna be 4-7 landing on top of Alzior with the lance penetrating his heart, but at the last moment, Rhymeroth twists and somehow like gets himself on top, kicks off with his rear legs, buffets the pair of them with his wings, and it is 4-7 and Alzior who are now on bottom and free falling. 4-7 snaps out her mouth, latches onto Rhymeroth's foreleg, and the force of the separation tears most of his left front arm off, and the lance is still impaled in his back as he like howls in pain. 4-7 slams into the earth with Alcior on her back with such force that a massive crater is formed. A big cloud of dust shoots into the air. Rhymeroth howling and like this sort of like really pitiful, oh, like just like really embarrassing kind of like howl of pain. Like tries like half flies, like half stutter glides away back to the mountains. And that's where we'll take our break right now, friends. When we come back, we will try to do a drawing for the dice bag that I have. If none of the people are here, we'll wait to the end. Take a break, go get a drink. We will return. What'd you think of that, chat? A dragon fight. Mm, yeah. Yeah, I've got in-law family in from out of town, so we'll be watching. I have a backyard. We'll be watching from my backyard. Did you guys see the dice for today? I don't know. Hold on. Look at those dice. All right? Those are nice. Okay, all you dice goblins out there. Everybody, oh, I just dropped one. Okay, I got it. Everybody who would like to register for the dice raffle, please put your name in chat now. I see 10 people on. See if we have enough.
All right, who won the dice?
We're still working on it. We've got PA-17, Foxy Proxy, the Babushka, then we got the Shenana Gang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. Feel like we have other people on. There's 11. Beepo Banana. Yeah, I think there's some lurkers too. Maybe they don't want to enter. I'll give them another minute. Let's say 1 more minute. Anybody who wants to enter the dice raffle, now is the time to put your names in the chat for Dicey Raffle. Dicey Raffle begins now. 30 more seconds.
So Rhymeroth flew off toward the mountains.
Yeah, with one less limb and a lance sticking out of his back. Dicey
Yeah,
Raffle.
He's a lizard, so it can grow back, right?
No.
No.
Does he have to pay for that acupuncture session, or is the first one free?
All right, here we go. There was 11. I'm going to roll a d12. Is that correct? I'm just going to do another count. Okay, d12. Yep, here we go. I'm rolling a d12, and the number is 2. That is George Bella. Real Foxy Proxy. Whoa, congratulations, I know Real Foxy Proxy's been waiting weeks for this. Congratulations, Real Foxy Proxy. You get the dice set. It only took you 3 weeks. I thought you were gonna be like the last person to win one, honestly. Congratulations.
Who's Real Foxy proxying for, though?
Good question. Probably for the
Question.
Real Foxy.
We're all dying to know.
I thought you were gonna be like, we're all dying.
Well, yeah, but to know.
To know.
2 more dice sets to give away over the next couple weeks.
Bill's always shaking his sacks at us, but we can never have them.
Nope, they're not for you.
Bill's sacks are not for us. Remember that. Write that down, kids.
If we ever get to 20 viewers, I have a big box set to give away. If we ever get 20 people in the raffle, I should say. I have a box set to give away.
I mean, I'll throw my name into the ring if it gets us closer to 20.
All right.
They'll accuse us of internal corruption.
I mean, well, if the shoe fits.
Okay, so here we are in the midst of a massive battle. You've just seen two dragons fight, having left a crater in the ground and one of them limping off into the distance. However, some of the fire is spreading now that Rhymeroth cast. It's not a ton. It's only a bit caught on the very edges. So
Wait, does 4-7 look dead?
you can't see because 4-7 landed in a fucking crater. Or at least when 4-7 landed, there is a crater formed and a mushroom cloud of dust.
Most of us are inside the city walls too, which is going to cause problems for us seeing things outside the walls.
Question mark is the answer.
Yeah, where's where's the crater in relation to Wonder?
It is. I can put it on the map for you. But basically, it's northwest. Sort of like, so the cannons were up on the ridge in the northwest. They were like slightly behind that, so on the far side of the ridge. So the BLE probably got a really great. The Black Locust Eaters probably got a really great like view of what just happened.
Zerwin, what's happening?
Zerwin probably can see better than the rest of you also. But
Yet
he can't.
cannot see it all.
Is Rhymeroth circling around for another pass?
Okay,
I point my shield upwards.
here's another thing. Everyone can make a perception check now for listening, because there is something new to hear.
I bet there isn't. I got a 12.
16.
12.
Us humans got to stick together with our bad hearing.
There it is. Gelidus the Necessary.
I for some reason can't see your rolls here. This is my fault. This is like something going on my end. But can you all tell me what you got?
19.
19. Anybody else roll above a 15?
Oh, I didn't get a 16 because I rolled a persuasion check, Bill. So subtract. I got 13.
Dirk, did you roll? Zerwin, can you roll perception for us also?
Perception.
Nice. Zerwin, you also notice. So Zerwin and Gelidus, there's new drums in the distance. These drums... Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Zerwin.
Yep, I'm just saying they sound like dwarven drums.
They sure do.
Drums in the deep.
These are orderly drums, and you think you might even hear bagpipes in the
Hot
distance.
damn.
Play something they like.
Oh, it's Dropkick Murphys.
Okay, top of the order, all my friends.
Hold on. Before we do it, Owen, are you keeping track of numbers?
I'm trying to.
I've got all the numbers here.
Who between you, Dirk, and Jana, who is the most beat up right now?
I have the most numbers and lost the most.
Yeah, proportionally it's close. It's actually probably the Free Peoples proportionally.
All right, I'm gonna give the Free Peoples the +4. I'm gonna give Dirk the plus 5, and I'm going to give Owen the plus 3, because now it sounds like Jana's got some help out there, and hopefully we can get a couple of decent rolls.
All right,
Sorry.
Galladus.
I'm gonna throw Spirit Guardians up again, and yeah, make sure that I'm in the middle of all the Draconians as they funneling into the pit.
You have to break out of your dominate, don't you? You get another roll for it.
Did he not take damage?
He took no damage. All I did was ask him to take a spell down, but you do get another roll for it.
And what was it? It was
Wisdom,
wisdom.
and now you get advantage.
No.
Okay. So if you go to put your spell up, the voice says, "No more spells."
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay. Jana.
And because it's the end of my turn, I elect to. That's a charm spell, correct?
Yeah.
Charm effect, so it automatically ends due to my channeling divinity.
Okay. Flex. Damn it. All right,
That's my boy.
Jana.
Attack.
Okay, roll it.
Or we're gonna keep fighting. 2d10s.
Yep.
First one's an 8.
Yes.
Good.
Second one's a 7.
"200 Draconians swarmed you. Only 60 remain. However, you lose another 5 cousins in the explosions, which means you've lost a total of 15 cousins.
10.
10 cousins? What's the total of 10
Yes.
cousins? Oh, because you lost 5 centaurs. So 15
Yes.
total.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Okay, let's have them. You know what? Actually, this Auroch is gonna. This Auroch's gonna jump into the battle. It's gonna give a bonus to the attacks against Owen's townsfolk. The ones that Gelidus left. Although Gelidus could reassume command now, actually, next round, because he's right there with them.
Is he still dominated?
No.
It just ended.
All right.
Can I like force this guy to fight me?
How?
I don't know, issue a challenge or something.
Yeah, he's
No.
not interested.
Do you have compelled duel?
You
No.
can attempt to hack your way to him. You'll have to abandon command of the townsfolk to do that.
Gelidus, you want to take over for a second for a hot tic tac?
You'll have
Which
to wait.
isn't
You'll have to wait till it's
Something
your turn.
anyone says?
People don't say a hot tic tac.
No, no one said that.
Maybe they said a hot tic toc.
Maybe, but
Maybe that's a measurement of time. Okay, first you got to roll though for the defense,
okay.
and there's the ones on your left. Oh boy, roll well.
What's the opposite of well?
Poorly.
Why don't you redo that one?
Does he have a
Tick.
plus? Does he get my plus here or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so that was a 4.
Yep.
I mean,
And now roll the second one. You don't
Do
get
you
the
want me
plus
to
on.
roll it? Do you want me to re-roll? Is someone
yeah,
giving me?
you rolled a 1. Go ahead, re-roll it.
A 2.
Fuck you. You know
So it's a
what?
5.
Fuck
Fu-
you.
This
fuck
is
you and that Draconian you rode in on when you jumped off the wall. God damn it.
okay. I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah, one more.
4.
I fucking love it.
How many guys did I lose?
We're running out of guys.
We're also running out of DAPs.
That was the whole point of this whole session, so we don't have any depths when we're fighting Remroth.
75 townsfolk.
Told you they were weak.
Now it's your turn. Do you want to get to this Auroch?
Yeah, I want to kill this guy.
Okay.
What do I roll to kill this guy?
This is just straight up combat.
Wait, so do I have to hack my way through like 30 dudes in combat to get to him?
No,
No? Okay.
just say you get to him. It's more
Okay.
interesting that way.
Cool. Can I just attack him, or are we rolling initiative, or what?
No, just roll. It's your turn. Go ahead, roll your attack.
Do I hit him on a 17?
You do hit him on a 17. Barely.
Okay.
You got a couple of smites in there.
Yep, I'm burning some smites. So he's taking 11 damage. And an additional 26 radiant.
Okay. He's pretty fucked up. What's your armor class?
21.
He hits you with an energy ray
That
for
sounds
12
painful.
damage. 12 force damage.
Okay.
Swing again. Let's just resolve this real quick.
I mean, I get another attack anyway, so.
Good.
Save some for me.
Do I hit him on a 26?
Yeah.
Okay. Take 7 normal. And another 11 radiant.
Oh, he has 3 hit points left. And he hits you with a claw attack. For 14 damage.
Okay.
And roll again.
My first attack's an 11.
Nope.
Second attack's a 15.
Nope.
Okay, it's his turn.
Yep, he just missed all of yours. You're 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead. You again. Let's see who does better first.
26 to hit.
Okay, that'll do it. How does he die?
I cut off both of his arms, and as I'm sinking my blade into his throat, I whisper in his ear, "I have an agent in your army."
And then he
Then he explodes.
I was gonna say then he literally explodes.
Yes, he literally explodes. Let's see.
What's the
A
save?
ball of lightning. It's a dex save. 14, DC 14.
Nope, taking it all.
$12.
Owen does not look good. He is at 2 hit points.
Jesus.
What?
Yep.
Awesome. This is
But I killed
awesome.
this piece of shit.
Okay, so Owen hacks through the crowd, engages in combat with this really fucking agile, kind of terrifying Draconian who avoids, dodges a bunch of his attack, claws him once, hits him with an energy beam. Finally, Owen downs him with his sword, drives his sword down through him, whispers something in his ear, then it explodes, knocks Owen backwards, and then Owen kind of stumbles with some char and some blood dripping out of his mouth and sort of bellows "Rah!" but looks like he's on his last leg. And with that, it is their turn again.
Is Owen in my Twilight Sanctuary? Are you within 30 feet of me?
Yes, he is.
So Owen, you can gain D6 plus 7 temporary hit points.
You can roll it, Owen. Roll for the free peoples, please, Zerwin. So you rolled 4 total, but I need to know what they are in order, please.
Yep. So 4 plus 3, so 7. 7. 9. 5.
Okay. It's very few of either side die that round. They seem to there's so many corpses piled up in this alley that they literally take a second and back off and drag their dead away. And there's piles of acid and dust and bones from the Draconians. Just to make room to get at each other again next round. So only 5 from each side die this round. You can now hear the din of combat somewhere in the distance. Ezra, as it is your turn.
I can hear the din of combat. Only in the distance? I'm pretty sure it was all around me.
Sorry, not you. Zerwin.
Oh. Do I get to go, though?
Yep, it's your turn.
All right. I peek over the lip of the embankment. Are there any Draconians that look perilously low on hit points?
Not.
I'm hitting him with a firebolt.
You want to attack a Draconian with a firebolt?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a 20. 30. Preferably one that looks like he's already been burned by one of my fireballs, so I know that he takes fire damage. I rolled a double 1, so it's 7 total.
You drop a Draconian. Dirk?
I helped.
Did you say
Yeah.
it's me next?
It's you, Dirk. It's you.
The range attack.
How'd you do on that last one? Pretty good, didn't you?
Not great.
Has anyone seen the dragon?
7,
Is
and
he
it's
still
got the plus
around?
5.
Yep, roll the second one.
That's a 12.
A 3. So your
12
arrows
and a 3.
your arrows make good contact, but you only kill 10 Draconians. Okay. The battle at this point, you see over the crest of the hill, the dwarves have approached en masse. whatever resistance there was probably cleaned up by the Black Locust Eaters. And now the dwarves have like crested the ridge where the cannons were. There is a slight pause, and then a scream, a bloodthirsty war scream, as 500 dwarfs tear down the hill into the back of what is only remaining 750 draconians, who are now pincered between the townsfolk, the free people, and the dwarven army that has attacked their rear, plus a bunch of pissed off bears and the Black Locust Eaters. Rather than make us roll all of these dice, I'm going to ask you all for one final roll to see what the casualties are. The battle is now won. The only thing left to determine is how many die in the grinding, gnarly business of hand-to-hand combat.
Me too, even though I'm not in command.
Sorry, no. That would be
Very good.
Gelidus, Dirk, Jana, and Zerwin. Please all roll me.
Shit. I just rolled a 9. That would have been amazing. Sorry.
Two D10s.
Yes, please. Tell me what they are.
Don't forget your bonuses.
Did I have any bonuses?
Gelidus did not.
You would have +3.
I mean,
because
I
he's
like
taking over
you,
mine.
and I think you're good at your job. Does that count as a bonus?
So I had a 5 and a 4.
I had 2 6s.
I got a 10 and a 4.
I got a 1 and a 5.
How bad can that be?
Sorry, cousins.
Yeah, the cousins took it pretty hard, I think.
Yeah.
Mother cousins.
When the leaders wake up in the infirmary, they're not going to be real happy.
Sorry, I need someone to roll the dwarves for me too. Is there anyone you want to do that?
Ezra, go ahead. I'm not rolling all that great right now.
All right, 2d10. I just rolled a double 1. So let's see how that was before. That's not what I just now rolled.
Bill's like,
Oh
on
my
second
god,
thought,
the spinning, the spinning, the spinning.
No, it's not 2d10. It's 1d10 and then 1d10.
Well, I got a 4 and then a 2. You still happy you had me roll?
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not.
It's about what I was rolling too.
All right, here are the losses. As you will discover over the next 24 hours, 195 of the free people are dead. 300 of the townsfolk are dead. 40 of the cousins and 15 of the centaurs are dead. 2 of the ursines are dead. 11 Black Locust Eaters have died. And 100 of the dwarves who attacked from the rear perished in the battle. All 1,500 Draconians, minus the 2 Sevacs who never reappeared, perished. It turns out there were 200 humans that the Black Locust Eaters destroyed in the back, minus what was taken out from the charge earlier, so more like 150. The 2 weird war machines are both accounted for. One of them is ruined. One of them is still salvageable. Hey, Potato Wizard. Thanks for coming. I'm assuming that the group wants to ride out to check the crater.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Black Locust Eaters have obviously got there before you did. But they immediately charged down the mountain with the dwarves because they can't be outdone by dwarves because they're elves, and vice versa. So despite the fact that they were, covered in blood and exhausted, they charged with the dwarves, which is why they lost the additional 11 Black Locust Eaters. But before they left, they extracted 2 bodies from the pit, which they handed over to the dwarven clerics. One was 4-7, and one is Alcior. 4-7 is dead. Alcior is alive, but unconscious.
What
The
about
the
go ahead.
the body that is presented to you of 4-7 is that of a small, frail, elven woman. She did not revert to her true form on death, and you're not sure why. It's clear that whatever the double impact was what did her in. There's some sort of it's clear also to everyone who uses magic here that there is still a lot of residual magic on this corpse. Strange, bizarre magic. Alzior was crushed. The dwarven clerics did a lot of healing, and they did manage to save his life. But he was completely crushed beneath the mass. The town was on fire. It took some time to put out. The devastation amongst the town people and, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 corpses that have to be disposed of now is a lot. As the sun rises on the morning, because the fighting lasted most of the night, as the sun rises on the morning, the true extent of the devastation becomes clear. People have lost fathers and sisters, brothers, cousins, mothers. These are only the dwarves and the Black Locust Eaters are professional soldiers. Everyone else in this fight was someone who volunteered to be here as a normal person. And all of them are devastated. The cousins especially seem torn up. They lost nearly half the number they brought with them. All of their leadership is currently in the infirmary. Most of them are still unconscious. And there's more bad news. Amongst the 195 dead of the Free People, Belga Wimmore. Her son Jorth, who you'd never remember when he was mourning his brother when you first saw him, is now mourning his mother. Big tears rolling down his cheek as he begins his tattoo ritual after painting a circle on the ground near the water. On top of that, you've not seen Folus since the battle started. Becky has carried the corpse of Reed, who died charging into the pit. And she has brought him back to the inn. These are friends of yours, people that you've known for weeks now, who have been with you through a lot. And Folus is still missing.
He was in the fortress, right? One presumes.
You haven't seen him since the fighting started. The City
Right, so
of
we-
Wonder
we-
is saved, but at what cost?
Him,
Go ahead.
We saw him at the captain's meeting, right? And then we all ran out. And that's the last we saw of him.
Yes.
Good.
One more thing. there were actually, I would like everyone to make me a roll for this to see who notices. And I would like it to be either perception or intelligence, we'll say. You can choose.
22.
Look at those rolls now.
Oh, a nat 20.
Literally all of you. So you're all now perceptive and smart enough to recognize that when the Aurochs died, there was a blue lightning ball, right? That shot from person to person. You only saw 2 of those, and you know there were 3 Aurochs.
So one of the Aurochs also probably made it out.
Maybe. It seems that way because you didn't see another death, but how could anything have escaped? Like, there's no place for them to go.
I mean, if they're a spellcaster, there's a number of solutions. All right.
Are we afforded over the next 24 hours an 8-hour rest?
Yes, everyone could take a long rest.
Oh, thank God. I don't even need one.
The city, Zerwin, the people want to know what to do with the 700 plus corpses.
I think I asked this question before. Do they normally bury them?
So the BLE corpses, there's no elven corpses anywhere. You're not sure what they did, but they're dead. The dwarves have just asked for them to be interred in the earth somewhere. And then the townsfolk, you know, they don't have like a specific ritual.
The free people.
The free people prefer to burn their dead. It's, all the townsfolk are, and the dwarves, they're, the townsfolk especially are really low morale. They're not eating the fucking corpses. What is wrong with you? The black locust eaters seem pretty okay. The dwarves have their sort of like solemn death rituals. The free people are actually partying. It's a great honor to have died in battle for them. And they're sort of like they're having a big drunken party to send their people to their equivalent of Valhalla. It doesn't sit well with the rest of the town, though, who's kind of in mourning. They're kind of like, can you shut the drunk assholes up, please?
Can we? What if we
Uh,
sent?
Yeah,
the
let's
free-
just. Yeah,
Go
why don't
ahead.
we just get them out of town?
We can put them on the lakeside, like farther north in the woods, maybe, and they can burn. They can burn the bodies of their people there. I think for the dwarves, we could maybe work on burying them on the northeast side of the city, since that's in the direction of Thorbarden. And then, I mean, would we? Yeah, there's not like a cemetery in town, right?
Have we seen? Who'd we send out after the dwarves? He was a cousin.
Willie,
Yeah,
Willie
Willie.
Bloodfang. He's there.
He's there.
He actually assumes command when he gets back.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, does he have any preference on what happens to the cousins, or are you kind of lumping them with the dwarves and they just want to be interred?
We should bury them.
Okay.
Dwarves belong
Do you
on
want
the
them?
ground.
Do you want them buried here, or should we work on getting them back to Thorbarden?
We should wait and see what Dorna says, but
Right.
this is where they fell. I think this is where they should be interred. I think you should make the cemetery where the battle took place. Make
Okay.
it a monument. Put up a big sculpture.
So on the field on the west side of town, outside the west side of town, maybe that's where we bury all the dead who are going to be buried.
Zerwin, I assume you take the crown off at some point?
Yeah.
Once the battle is over, Mabrotum doesn't have a whole lot to say. He gets kind of actually like he gets a little morose. Okay.
Do we know anything about what dragons would do with their dead? Or the Ursines?
The Ursins have taken their fallen comrade.
Centaurs, do they have their own thing too?
Centaurs prefer to be cremated.
Okay.
So we've sent the free people up north. We can probably send the centaurs in that direction as well. We're going to make a cemetery to the west out here. We should probably get the rest of the survivors together and say something.
Yeah.
There's been like an unofficial gathering in the center of town, in the town square there. The survivors are kind of universally gathering to mourn, while the free people, like far enough away from the free people, who are drinking and singing and lighting a massive fucking bonfire. When the six of you sort of enter, the crowd parts, and there's a couple of like right in the center of that town square. There's a little platform which normally hosts like a market. If anybody wants to get up on there and say anything.
I lean down to Ezra and I'm like, look, I would rather be up with the free people partying. Do you mind going up and saying something?
Sure.
You charismatic bastard.
Yeah, Ezra. And if anyone wants to offer any advice anywhere, chat, come on. I'm not good at sad stuff. I'm only a poet. Ezra will climb up to the the area, the elevated area. He'll cast prestidigitation on himself so that it amplifies his voice.
I'll like lend help.
Yeah, well, if I end up needing to make a roll here. And Ezra will say, I know that what we did here over the last few days feels like it came at too great a cost. But look around you. Look at what you did together. You saved this place for yourselves, for your families, and for the future of this city. You've done a great and remarkable thing. And beyond that, you've saved the world of Kryn by preventing that army and that dragon and their evil from taking this place and the stores of dragon metal within the earth. There's time for grieving now. There's time to bury the dead, time to mourn the losses, and time to begin the work of repairing and moving forward. Though here, I'm gonna quote from the chat here. Though we lost many, we must stand high. Our fallen brethren wouldn't want us to linger and cry. This is a joyous day.
There is a lot of nodding of heads. You're high enough, charismatic. that
Just very handsome.
There's a lot of murmuring and someone raises a call from the back. Thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. All of you. And then there's, that sort of murmur goes through as, the people in the crowd start, like, patting your back and, like, shaking your hands. And, then that kind of really quickly turns to them, like, grabbing you in hugs and, like, crying on your shoulders. And there's a lot of release of emotion as the people here realize that without your efforts, it wouldn't be 700 dead. It would be 7,000 dead. That without what you have done here, their losses would have been total. And the thoughts of the children and old people that are sent away that can now come back, the thoughts of those who have survived, turn to gratitude and a great outpouring of grief, but also, gratitude. It's a big wave of emotion from hundreds of people. It seems like it might go on forever, and it's fulfilling but also exhausting, right? There's a lot of people leaning on you, and it feels like it's never going to end, but then it does, and people start to disperse. And as the crowd thins, you notice there is one shadowy cloaked figure standing in the sort of like corner of the square, who then walks up and approaches you. As it gets close, they pull their hood back, and you see that it's Follis. "Come with me," he says.
All right, everyone coming? We're all going?
Remember that hidden basement of that house that you found where the general had been hiding?
Yeah.
Follis takes you back there. And now in the basement is a chained up Auroch Draconian. It's gagged and bound and doesn't look that badly beat up. But Follis says, "These are the smart ones, and I have one. These are the generals. Whatever we need to know about Rhymroth, where he is, what's in his fortress, what we can expect, this is how we find out."
How'd you catch him?
I did some planning before the battle started, and I realized that there were going to be Aurochs, and that they were likely to have the information. So I hid, and I waited. And I'm sorry to have abandoned you during the battle, but I knew we'd only get one shot at this. And this doesn't end if Rhymroth doesn't die. He'll just raise another army. So I need this. And I need you to have this. Wonder needs this if it's going to survive long term. And I had some help. And he turns, and Kiggy walks out of the shadows of the basement. "I'm really glad to see you're okay, friends. Follis and I ambushed this one as it tried to get away just before dawn."
Have you been able to find your brother?
"No, but we found out what happened to him.
What happened to him?"
Rhymroth took him." She paints the picture. She tells the story. Starlbrind was, in fact, there to meet the dwarves. The first dwarves that arrived were the few scouts ahead of the main body. He told them who he was and what he was doing there. And then, out of nowhere, swooping down from the sky, Rhymroth. He opened a portal and turned and ran towards it, but he was caught right as he was about to dive through. Which is why As he was reaching out and he was yanked back, the portal snapped shut and lopped off his finger. He was carried away. I assume Rhymroth has him prisoner. My father and grandfather don't know where Rhymroth is. They're currently searching the mountains. But this one, she points into Arak, he will know.
And 4-7 told us the general area where it is as well. So we have something. We already have something to go on.
At that point, you hear the Arak stirring as it slowly regains consciousness. But we should pause there and end for this evening.
I cast Zone of Truth!
Before you question the Arak.
I tickle him under his chin. I say, "Hey, little guy."
All right. First of all, congratulations, everyone. You have gained a level. Level up time. Well done. You saved Wonder. And honestly, that could have gone a lot worse. You basically had a certain amount of time to survive before the dwarves got there. And if you had lost too many troops, it would have been a real nail biter. Good work, everyone. Give each other a pat on the back and also give each other a Danger Awesome point. I'm going to assign a Danger Awesome point, and I'm also going to ask the crowd, the chat, to say which player they thought was the most dangerous or awesome this evening, and type it in chat, and they will get an extra Danger Awesome point that they can spend to re-roll when something goes poorly. You just type the character name in chat. Go ahead, everybody.
I'm gonna give mine to Ezra for tackling Gelidus out of midair, surviving the fall, and then hiding and just looking at everyone's feet from, peeking over his little berm there.
Thanks.
I'm going to give mine to... Oh, sorry. You go.
I'm giving mine to Owen for charging into the pit and somehow surviving that idiocy.
I thank you. I don't know. This one's tough. We all did really clutch things.
Yeah. I'm gonna give mine to Jana for the flanking maneuver that looked like it was about to totally fall apart, and ended up really, distracting 200 draconians and then killing them all is huge.
I'm going to give mine to Zerwin for directing us all and giving us all bonuses. Because we would have failed without them.
I'll give mine to Dirk for maintaining the battle line and continually dropping.
Yeah, you really did.
Dirk was kind of the only one who stuck to the plan the entire time.
Yeah, well done, Dirk.
You're not coming down my street. I got one thing.
I'm gonna give mine to Owen for charging into a pit full of draconians.
I mean, and going after the Arak, right?
And
He's
going after the rock.
fought to one and took him out.
Thank you very much.
I am sorry, did everybody go?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm gonna give one to Ezra for rolling. Like when he really needed that clutch roll, he landed directly on Gelidus's back and fucked them both up, which was pretty fucking dangerous and pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, I feel like if I had offered him a chance to, like, I didn't tell him what the roll was for, but like he would have been like, I spent danger awesome points to make sure I get a 20 on this, and then I told him it was to land on Gelidus's back. So Ezra gets one from me, and then I'm also gonna give one to Owen for the really stupid idea to charge in and also take on the Arak one-on-one. both of which somehow worked out. But I think he had, what'd you say, 2 hit points? Is that what that was?
Yeah. I was so nearly dead.
Down to 2 hit points. Yeah. And the crowd has voted for Galadis for his awesome display of resource usage. I think they were pretty impressed with your literal like F-16 routine, basically, where you lifted off and dropped bombs on people.
I was thinking A10 Warthog here, ground support.
Yeah. Although Ezra also got a vote.
1 vote.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I mean, the Shenanigan didn't vote, so I don't know. Maybe they fell asleep. Sometimes I think when I say the session is over, everyone just turns it off and doesn't vote at the end. All right, everyone. I am going to turn the stream off. Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We have more stuff to give away, and we will see you next week. And when the party chases after Rhymeroth, ?
Thanks for watching, everyone.
All right, y'all.